Hey, can we sit with you?
So, last Sunday, we tuned in, probably like much of the world, to the royal interview.
Yeah. We had our snacks. We were like super eager to watch. I mean, I've always been fascinated by the royals. I think I've probably influenced David as well. And I think like all kids growing up in the 80s and 90s, what? Oprah. She was, still is, icon. I mean,
Icon
every
forever.
afternoon, most afternoons, depending on the content, 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Growing up in this
Gotta
house.
run home.
Oprah was on. And then so add in Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. I mean, it was a massive deal.
It was.
Massive.
And a lot happened in that interview.
Yeah.
Like a lot. There is a lot that they talked about that was really troubling, where our jaws were on the ground, where Kristen was clutching me.
I grasped his arm, like jaw dropped, like
so many times. Yeah. Today, we want to talk about mental health and what we saw happen in that interview. Over the last while, we've released a number of videos where we chat about mental health, about our story and our desire to use it to bring hope to the conversation.
Yeah.
So when Meghan bravely opened up on primetime television to all of those people all over the world and bravely shared her struggle, we sat here brokenhearted for her.
Yeah. So here's the thing, regardless of where you stand, our goal in making this video today, it's not to stir up controversy, but to speak to those that are struggling. And to those of you maybe who don't struggle, here's the thing, how you respond to those who are hurting around you, it says so much. One way or another, your response, it's so critical. It's so critical.
The royal family's response to Meghan Markle is, we think, indicative of how a lot of society responds to the topic of mental health, but also to individuals who struggle with mental health. And that response is not okay. When someone cries out for help, we need to listen. We need to take it seriously. This incredibly brave woman chose to speak out. And this social media isn't a place where we should be throwing out some sort of catchy social media status, calling people to take one side or another. This story is not about sides. There are no sides here. There is a young woman and her family they were asking for help. And our response as a society should always be to say yes when someone asks for help. Our response should always be saying, how can we help? Not questioning if her story or someone else's story is true. And more, for those of us that are struggling, your Facebook status, your Instagram post on this particular topic is showing me and your friends and family members who are struggling in silence if you are a safe person to open up to. So please post wisely.
Ever since our first video that we made where we opened up and we shared our mental health story and our journey, some of you incredibly brave individuals have opened up in this community to us and you've shared about your own struggle, or you've shared the struggle of a family member. And we've always tried to ensure that when we are having those conversations, that we are leading them with love. And we want to note that we're not perfect. We're definitely not professional mental health counselors.
Far from it.
But one thing we do have is a really deep love for people, for you, and for this whole world.
So, in a fictitious, hypothetical world, if Meghan Markle had come to us, obviously she never would, that's not the point, but hypothetically, or more likely, for any of you watching right now that might have related to anything that Meghan shared, this is how we would respond.
First, we would listen. And then we would listen some more. We would ask questions, not to try to get you to prove your pain, but to help us understand where you're at. Here's the thing. We would believe you. We would trust that what you're telling us is true because it's your story, and it is true.
Secondly, we would do our best to remind you of who you are. That you are loved.
So loved.
That you are created on purpose and for a purpose. That there is hope. And that you belong here.
Thirdly, we would try to help you create a plan to get you from where you are to a place of wholeness. This is where we would refer you to trained professionals or therapists, counselors, doctors who can help you on the journey to wholeness. So first we would listen. Second, we would remind you that you are loved and you're created on purpose. And thirdly, we would help you create a plan.
Now, we just said those words, you belong here. And for any of you guys that have seen previous videos, you'll know that that's how we end every single one of them. Because for us, that's not just a catchphrase. It's not just something that we say that sounds good. It's something that we actually believe. And it's something that we think that a lot of people maybe have trouble trusting. And so I just want to kind of expand on that for a minute. What you belong here means to us. There's two things. First is in a macro sense that you belong here in this world, in this life, on this earth, that your life matters, that you have immense value wherever you are right now, whatever country you're in, if you're in a house or a condo or an apartment, whatever age you are, whether you're 10 or you're 85, there is a heart inside of you that is pumping blood throughout your entire body. There are lungs that are breathing in and out oxygen. Your synapses are firing in your brain. Your body is living, alive, active because you are supposed to be here. Your heart is beating for a reason because you matter, because there is something that you have to offer this world that nobody else can. And so in this massive sense, you belong here in this life. And in a micro sense, you belong here in this community. And by that, we mean that there is a place for you at this table. That we actually care about you, that when you guys write comments or you send us messages, that we actually read them, that we respond because we love you and we want to connect with you. There is a place for you here at this table. Your voice matters, your story matters, you matter.
So with that, we'll remind you, as we do with every one of our videos, you, my friends, you belong here. We love you.
We'll see you soon, guys.